agents getting international buyers calling them already? I want to talk this morning what that means to you and the property market. Stay tuned for a couple of seconds. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Got the intro stuck. See what happens when I've got no co-host. It all stuffs up. Good morning, everyone. Wanted to have a quick chat about the international property buyers heating up, inquiring on properties. Who's seeing it out there? I know we've got a couple of agents watching today. So are you seeing these international agents coming on? Luke, love to see as a buyer's agent what you're seeing out there. Guys and girls, the borders have been shut 1 year now, yeah. And I reckon it looks like it's probably going to be up over the next probably 12 months. They're going to start staggering to open up other borders as well. But what's really interesting is we've had a sea change and a tree change on a domestic level. And we've spoken about this before on air. But that's been enough to actually prop up our property market, underpin our property market, and actually start growing our property market. But what's quite explosive is we've done that with a $28 million people population. What happens when the rest of the world, when the billions of people in the world start focusing their energies and their tree change and sea change to Australia on an international basis? And the thing I'm really excited about is I don't think that if there's many other countries that are as eligible as Sydney, then as eligible for Sydney than most other countries. So let's have a look around the world where you'd rather live. And traditionally, people that will migrate to Australia would have maybe gone to America. They would have maybe gone to the UK or some sort of European soil. But at the moment, we've performed really well on a lot of levels. So if you're having a look around on a attraction basis on how we've performed, I think we've been politically, when you look on an international scale, we've done well. Well, that's going to help our property market. I think also when you look at our health system compared to the rest of the world, that's going to make us look pretty good as well. Our educational system is phenomenal, so we're looking very good there. And there's lots of other factors that, if you look at how our property market's performed, that's another reason. I'd love to know what you guys out there think as to why people would be attracted to Australia to invest in this country. I also think good citizens. So there was times throughout the world in the last 12 months where the citizens didn't really do what the government wanted them to do in order to make this pandemic go away. So they didn't sort of follow suit. So I think for a lot of those reasons, a lot of people from all the other countries around the world are going to think, you know what, this is a good place to bring up my kids. This is a good place to live. This is a good place to invest. This is a good place to retire. And there's going to be a hell of a lot of money coming this way. So stay tuned for this next 12, 24, 36 months of the property market on an international scale. I think it's going to bloody be exciting. I've never actually seen this much activity. I've been an agent now for 30 years and I've never witnessed this much growth in the marketplace. It's quite staggering from 1 week to the next to see, and even overwhelming to see that sort of growth. Scary to see that growth in the property market. So what I think is going to be really cool is when that international market comes into place. Does make me a bit worried though. There is talk about the international borders being staggered when they're open. So rather than just opening the majority of the countries that they can open, the Australian government, there is some concern around the property market when the borders get open and how fast the borders get open. So I think you may actually well see that immigration and international borders being open will be actually done in a slow manner, where the government will actually monitor the property market, monitor how everything goes over that period, because there is the chance that it could just just really go up crazy, explode that property market when the international borders open. So I think more often than not, guys, we're going to see over a 1 or 2 year period these borders just gradually, international borders get open, and definitely I think we're going to see these guys investing in our country hard. So it's amazing how fast the show goes when you don't have a co-host. So Michael Burgio, it doubles out the show pretty quick. I've even just thinking quicker. It's crazy, but yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think out there. That's my thought for the day. What does it mean to everyone out there? If you are a property owner, guys, great news. We still haven't quite hit double in the majority of markets in Australia, and particularly in Sydney and in the northern beaches. And what I mean by that is over a 10-year period, prices are up at about 80-90% growth. They haven't hit 100% growth. So it's not, it's still not on track to where it should be. But certainly for property sellers, it's really good news that your property is performing well, particularly interest rates are low. What that means for property buyers, the sooner you can scrape up that deposit, the sooner you can buy a property, the earlier you're going to get to enjoy this property market. And also have a think about off the plan purchasing, guys. Who, if you've only got a deposit ready and you can't raise the finance, maybe a 5 or 10%. And when I say you can't raise the finance, you may be eligible in 12 or 24 months, but not eligible today. And you can price lock an off the plan property, because like it's doing. And then for anyone that's coming from overseas into this property market, I think I'll say it, I think it's a really, really exciting time, and there's a lot of safety around what we've done. So guys and girls, let's be really proud of what we've done as a country. I think compared comparatively to most countries in the world, we have just done so well on all those levels that we spoke about today and more. And I know we always we're attributing all of this success, one of the to property in today being a real estate agent, but I think people vote with their money, and what you actually find is property prices is just the byproduct of a bloody good country. It's not. It's not. The country is driven by so many other important things than the value of a property, but I think those things, the elements that they're driven by, and the reason why this is such a bloody good country is why our property market is reflecting that back. So affordability is a concern, because people are saying when you index it off wages, it all makes this almost impossible. But affordability, and that problem of affordability has been around for 50 years now, so it doesn't, or more. So it's not really indexing off property prices for some reason. But pretty interesting time, guys. Good luck today out there if you're buying or selling or renting your property. If you need an agent for advice, pick the phone up. We're here for you. And particularly in your core areas, if you're out of the northern beaches, I do have to say a good real estate agent is just willing to help anyone with property for free. So if you ever need good advice, guys, call up your local agent, get some great advice. It may not, you may get 2 or 3 different opinions from agents, but at least that's educating you on you, and you can collate the information you want. I guess it's a bit like reading 3 books. You just take that information out. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for watching. This property market is going to be really, really exciting. Today is going to be really, really exciting with auctions. I can't wait to see some live auctions and some results that come through those auctions. I do feel like it's slowing down a touch from the last 4 weeks, that property market, but international borders being open, it's an exciting time. We're always worrying about the cliff of this, or the cliff of JobKeeper, or the cliff of all the bad things in the market, but it's nice to talk about something positive that's coming, and this is definitely something that's positive that's coming. Love ya. See ya. Bye.